Hi, I'm Danie Nel, and today we'll be chatting very briefly about what constitutes a good photograph. Now, if you're a photographer, you often find yourself in a position where you have to justify why an image is good or successful. Or you have people asking you, why is this a good image or whatever. You need to look at the context and the intent. Now, those are actually quite loaded words. It implies a lot of things. What is the intent of the image? So for instance, this particular company, they sell not bottled water, but they actually manufacture the bottles. Okay, so they asked me to do a product shot. So what is the intent? Okay, first they want to showcase, one, the bottle, not so much the water. Secondly, it's going to be used in a catalog, in an e-commerce site. So it would need to be shot on a white background or deep etched and supplied in a size that they can use. Then also it would need to show the shape, the transparency, the color, and all sorts of technical things. So that one shot needs to encapsulate this whole little picture. That is the intent. Now you need to start looking at the context. What is the context that we're working in? We're working in a marketing context. It's to sell. It is not for the photographer to be expressing their deep artistic convictions. The audience that will be looking at is most probably a production manager or a packaging designer, or a bottling company, a water company that's looking for a new practical bottle, that'll look nice on a shelf, whatever their requirements might be. So that is the context in your audience. It is a commercial context. It is not an artistic context, and maybe specific to this manufacturer, who knows, he might only be working in the eco-friendly sort of space, and this bottle is actually biodegradable or something to that effect. And so the context is the people that will be viewing and buying these things will be coming from that background. That is context and intent. Now, if the photographer goes and says, "Oh, I've got a great idea. I'm going to shoot this bottle. I'm going to have it sort of very urban looking. I'm going to put it on a sidewalk and and I'm going to have it, nice styled, and it's going to look awesome." And this guy shoots the edgy, funky, awesome image. The question is, according to the initial brief, is it a good photograph? Now, there's actually no such thing as a good photo, an absolute good photograph. It's all tied to the context and the intent and who the viewer is. So if I'm looking at it as the person who commissioned it and said, "Dude, I actually needed a pack shot that has all these technical requirements in order to be sold on an e-commerce site. It needs to be deep etched, white, clear lit, no shadows," then that image is not successful. It is not a good image. Doesn't matter how pretty the image is, it is not a good image. However, if I came to the guy and said, "Look, I need you to shoot this bottle of water in a way that'll look edgy. We're speaking to the young urban people. It's still green, but even though they don't live out in the bush, they still want to, appeal to a market that's into their iPhones and blah, 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 blah." If that's the brief and you style a shot like that, then it is successful. Then it is a good image. The same with portraits, landscapes, whatever. Who is the audience? Is this image technically correct for the applications that it'll be used for? Simple things that you need to consider. As a photographer, sometimes you need to educate your client as well. This is something I get often. People will ask for corporate portraits, which is great. It's very useful, and I highly recommend that you do that. As a professional person, you get proper corporate portraits, and the person will tell you, "Oh, I need it for like website." Fair enough. Maybe on our sales reports or on some company communications, my picture will be there on the website, and then also for my LinkedIn profile. This is one of my favorites. And then they will say, oh, but I'd really like you to shoot like a bunch of full-length portraits because I think I look great when I'm standing up, which is all good and well. The problem is you need to educate your client in that LinkedIn is most often viewed on mobile devices, and as such, the screens are normally about this big. I'm sure sometimes they'll watch it on a Mac or a PC. And the profile picture that you'll be taking is literally going to be this big. And if that's a full length of you with a bit of space around your head and your feet, your head and face is going to be the size of a pin. And it's not going to be recognizable as you. So you need to educate your client as well. Says, look, I understand what you're doing and what you want, but that image is not going to be successful in LinkedIn. I don't mind doing it, I'm just warning you before it. Let's also do a couple of head and shoulder shots. So that is another way that you can help your client understand why an image maybe you took is a good image, but also for you to understand why your client sometimes complains about an image that you might have created and supplied because it didn't meet the requirements of the context or the intent of said image. Hope that helps. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification button, and all my social media links below and all that. But thanks for just viewing. I appreciate that.